Yeah, man. Salute to Kardii. We got two special guests to discuss this Summer Madness. I don't even want to call it an event because that shit could have been
Mickey,
at a cookout.
But yeah, we got Chilla and Mickey on today.
Yeah.
Mickey always gonna give that Mickey gonna give that intelligent critique of this shit, cause I feel like Chilla analyzed the fuck out this shit too. Like when I
There's
talk
nothing
to
to
him,
analyze.
No, I mean like battle, like they I'm talking about they break down, they analyze battles, like in general, like they break them down. In general,
yeah. But this event was so bad that it's like I feel terrible even having them on to discuss this, because it's like, what you gonna talk about? Like every battle's the same aside from, three of them. Three of them were all right. It wasn't amazing.
Yeah, man. You see Smack face whenever with Tuck Jersey went into the third. He looked at this nigga like they got a picture of him like this shit hilarious.
Are you serious? And I knew, like, it was crazy because K. Will had told me after what was it, DNA's first, he's like, man, like Twerk don't look like he's ready. And then I was like, nah, he looks like he's in the zone. And then he had that first, which was like, it was crazy to me. And then that second and third, he started smiling and all this type of shit. And I'm like, yeah, this is bad. This is the worst Twerk performance ever.
Yeah, this is the worst one. It's
the
worst one, man.
Call up, man.
And the goddamn, it's the worst one. And the thing is, URL got to switch this shit up. Like, I understand niggas booking battles, like beforehand, but you got to, I don't know. Like, they got to switch this shit up because it's like niggas be mad when niggas fuck up and they own the next card. Like, he already owns Summer Madness 8. Like,
hold up,
everybody know it.
We got one of the guests on.
Yo.
Yeah.
Hey, what up, Mickey?
Yeah, we got Mickey Fax on the line. What's going on, Mickey?
Mickey. What's good, B?
Hey, this Kardii, Mickey. What's going on?
What's up, King? How you doing?
Man, chilling.
So,
you like that event?
Jesus.
I mean, it definitely is one of the. It's not one of the better Summer Madnesses.
True.
But I think we should probably, get into that when, Chilla get in. You can kind of break it down on why it potentially might not be. And, because there's a couple factors, on why this is just not, it wasn't as good as it should have been, you know what I'm saying?
Facts. We could talk about what you got coming up until Chilla come on. I know you're on tour and shit right now.
Yeah, I'm on tour right now with Lupe Fiasco.
That's dope.
We doing a whole bunch of dates. Right now, I'm actually currently in Dallas, Texas right now. So we rock. Huh?
Yeah, that's dope. Yeah, I said I'm in Houston. That's dope.
Yeah. I won't be at the Houston show. He got a Houston show on Sunday coming up. I won't be there because my wife is putting out a book and we got a book release party. So I'll actually be back in New York on that day of the show. But I'll be at the other shows. I'm sorry about that, bro.
No, you good.
Hey, pardon me, y'all. We got Chilla on the line. Hey, Chilla, how you doing?
Hey, what's cracking? What we doing here?
Hey, what's poppin'?
Let's get into it.
What we doing here?
Let's get into it. This is GDP. We got Chilla Jones, Mickey Fax, and Kardii on. And I was telling Kardii earlier that it's really hard to discuss this event because I was in the building and it was just so poor of an event in terms of quality. It's really hard to grab good factors from this 7 battle event?
Yo, let me ask you, man, Chilla. Let me ask you, being in the building, because I wasn't in the building. I don't think Mickey or Kardii was in the building. You being in the building, obviously on the pay-per-view, we only get a certain energy. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like there was some times where on pay-per-view shit might have looked dry, but in the building it might have been.
Nope.
You know what I'm saying? It might have felt different.
No, there was a lot
not
to
at
be
all?
desired. Not
Okay.
at all. I was at Nome with Kardii, and it didn't matter what part of the crowd you were in, it was rocking. Whereas I like to go to events and yell and give it up for the battlers, but at the same time I know how they have to deserve that reaction. Whereas
right.
It didn't seem like they had any deserving bars aside from Geechee and Suge had some standout moments, but it was too far and far few in between. You could tell there was fans from Las Vegas that probably had never been to a URL event, so they were going to give it up to whatever sounded K-ish.
Right.
But on my side of the crowd, I was front and center. It was quiet. It was real quiet. But on cam, I'm sure all of y'all watched it. On cam, how did you guys feel just in terms of the event and the atmosphere that you were watching?
I mean, when I ordered it, I was excited because actually I wasn't actually that excited. There was a very minimal promotion on the card from URL and from the battlers, with the exception of Breed and Rex during the face-off. So for me, it wasn't. I feel like because it's so many events, there's really no storylines that's being created. There's really no real meaning to kind of go hard, even with a cash prize of over $6,000, $7,000 from Champion of the Night. It just didn't fit. Guys had any true animosity at each other to kind of want to kind of beat anybody. So you're not going to get wars. You're going to get half-ass battles and lackadaisical moments, and everything is going to be far and few. Watching it from the spot, I just kind of tuned out after a while, and honestly, and it's going to sound crazy, I tuned out at the wrong part because I'm on the road, so I'm tired a lot. So I fell asleep during JC and Iron Salmon, which I'm hearing is the best battle of the night. But I fell asleep during it because I was just the first 4 battles was just so disappointing from all angles. It was just what is going on? The chokes, Old Red's voice going out, stumbles, just guys giving up. It was just what? I was I just fell asleep. And I wake up during Rex and Reed and just okay, we're back, and then the nonsense in that battle happened. You know what I'm saying? So there's really only 2 good battles out of 7. And it was just I could tell from just watching it that the energy was just not there. Guys, it felt like the crowd wanted to react to certain things, and they were desperately trying to, but they weren't getting that energy from the battlers. That's my whole overall viewpoint of the event.
Yeah, I agree with that. So y'all feel was it a lot of people blaming the crowd? I feel like it ain't really their fault. What could they do?
Well, there's nothing they could do, because in terms of for Smack to get the crowd in, so everyone wasn't exhausted. They were 45 minutes late, which is basically on time for Smack. So the excuse of we were waiting outside in the heat forever, that's not it. because there was people in line, reciting verses in front of just civilians, like they were ready. They were ready. But when it just seemed like the battlers weren't, and I blame that mainly on the fact that it's in Vegas, because the card you have, the card they presented, you can't expect a lot of those performers to come to Vegas and take it seriously. For example, Chilla and Mickey, you guys respect your craft more so than most of these battlers. You guys can have a card on Antarctica. It doesn't matter, but you guys are going to prepare accordingly, as is Iron and JC. However, I don't have faith in Rex, Reed. Well, Reed I do. I don't have faith in Rex and Twerk and Suge to have an event in Vegas and not be ill prepared.
Yeah. So we can.
I don't blame you. I don't blame you. You know what I'm saying? It's just different. You know what I'm saying? It's different. As far as preparation, it's just different pedigrees of people. You know what I'm saying? And so, I think a lot of these battles, like I agree with Kardii. Like at first, I felt like the crowd was like not as into it as, maybe Houston was, or maybe a New York crowd would have been. But then you got to think about like Suge had some standout moments, but then I feel like he ended his like second and third kind of super weird, and kind of, that kind of did something to the momentum. Obviously, O-Red losing his voice and standing there for 10 minutes, and then we waiting on him, and then then we think Will's about to rap, and then it goes back to Red, and then in the third round, Red's just an 8-minute round because he combined both his rounds. Like that battle sucked a lot of momentum out of the building as well, or at least it felt like that on the pay-per-view. You know what I'm saying? Like as I was watching the pay-per-view, I literally was, I literally was like, I'm not sitting through this entire Red round. I'm gonna go outside and smoke and get ready for the next joint. You know what I'm saying? Like I didn't want to sit through it. You know what I'm saying? As a battler, in my head, I'm like, okay, I understand what you're doing. You didn't spit your second because of your voice. So now you combine in both rounds, and obviously you're gonna win this round because you have 2 rounds in one versus Will's 1 round. Okay, cool. Like, I get it. I'm just not gonna sit through it. You know what I'm saying? So. But yeah, there was a lot of moments like that where you gotta really take the blame away from the crowd and say, well, even if this was in New York or in, anywhere else that quote unquote is used to battle rap, they might have booed a lot quicker than the Vegas crowd. You know what I'm saying? I feel like in New York, Red would have got booed the fuck off the stage.
Yeah. Did anybody get booed last night?
No.
I think it was more so people were disappointed. I think people were disappointed. Like Twerk should have got booed. Like he should have got booed. He should have got booed. I think he choked every round.
They give it like they saying he didn't choke in the first because he jerseyed it, but I know for sure he had at least 4 bars left.
Like that's a choke to me. Like
that's a choke to me too.
That's a choke. Like I can't jack that. Like it was a great round, but like DNA was flawless. Like you can't play with DNA, man. Like, and if you cannot, like if you hear like that he ended his rhyme and then he was trying to keep going and then he just says Jersey, like that's a choke to me mentally. Like you choke, bro. That's it.
That's a choke. Let's get into the first one. We got Geechee and Suge.
This is Mickey. I thought Geechee got it 3-0. Sorry, man. Like Suge choked in the last 2 rounds. Suge had a good first. But I just thought Geechee's material and his content, it just hit me harder, a little bit harder than Suge. Like I don't think Suge is gonna win round 2 or round 3 regardless. He just stopped looking at Geechee after the heart check. Like that was it. He did not look at Geechee again. Like to me, like that's it. Like done. Like that was a Geechee 3-0. That's Geechee 3-0.
Yeah, the 30
the rounds. It's about I thought it was a 30, man. Like the first round is the only round you could debate, and honestly, you really can't debate that, man. Like I just think the pocket check is like, oh, I bet, like do the pocket check. The heart check kind of canceled that shit out, like, and that shit was a rebuttal. Like on my mind, like that shit is a 3-0, B. Like Suge should have been prepared a little bit better. Suge going around saying he got it won. Like his fans got to be on his kid's neck, man. Like at some point, like y'all can't be tolerating shit like that. You lost.
Yeah. That's a fact. Yeah, that's a fact. What you had, Chilla?
I gave Suge the first. I thought I like Suge first a little more than Geechee, but that's off one watch. I feel like if I go back and watch it, because Geechee's content was a little better. I feel like Suge had a a little more energy with his. That's probably why I edged him the first. But yeah, Geechee got the second and third pretty clear to me. So even though I call it a 2-1, I think it's a 2-1 clear. Like there's nothing debatable about the battle for me.
Not at all. Not at all. And I thought Geechee, Quiet as Kept, was flawless energy and just all around. Because he hasn't battled on a stage like he did yesterday. Regardless if it was in Vegas, it's Summer Madness. It's not Initiation or Traffic or any of these other off-brand events. So the fact that he started out the show and he didn't stumble, he didn't choke, and he had a complete 3 rounds that, for the most part, it wasn't a lot of filler. I was impressed.
Yeah, me too. I think the first was debatable, but after you watch it back, it's like it might not be debatable, so it might be a 30. So that shit was crazy.
Now, this had to be the most awkward moment or awkward battle of the event, in my opinion. O-Red and Ill Will. I didn't believe what I was seeing while I was watching it, and I didn't know how to react either. Chilla even said if it was in New York, he would have got booed, and I believe that. But I think a lot of the crowd was just, they didn't know what to think. But what was y'all opinion on that battle, if you can even formulate one, because it was so just weird, I suppose.
That needs to go straight to, for me, it needs to go straight to the vault. Straight to the vault. I wouldn't, I mean, if you're editing this battle, right? First rounds or whatever. Will Smith's O-Red stands there 15 minutes. How do you edit this? Do you go from Will's second to Will's third? Is he spitting 2 rounds back to back on the footage?
Oh yeah, that
are
is
we
true.
Are like how are we editing this to put this out? It's just gonna be weird. No matter what they do, no matter how it, you know what I'm saying. If they put a minute of O-Red trying to rap, but then call that his second round, okay, cool. Right. But to me, it's a wash. It's a forgettable battle. It's, you know what I'm saying. It's not. It's just like, who cares? You know what I'm saying. I don't think neither. You know what I'm saying. Will was cool. I don't think he had an amazing performance. O-Red barely had a voice. I feel like throw it in the vault. Let's act like it never even happened. Let's Men in Black gadget flash it, and let, you know what I'm saying. Let's as a battle rap community, let's not even talk about that battle. Let's act like it never happened.
Damn. What you thought, Mickey?
I mean, it was an unfortunate situation. I mean, I kind of agree with Chilla in terms of I would never watch that battle again. It just looked crazy. And honestly, I think from remembering what I see, because I have a really good memory, like Red, I think Red planned that shit, B. I don't think his voice went out. I really think he planned that shit because he had bars in between his round when he went. And it's technically, can we consider that a second or a third? Like, you can't, like, how do you even count that? But he had bars talking about what happened. And it wasn't like rebuttal type bars. It was like intricately placed within the round. And he had like 2 instances of it. So I'm listening and I'm like, wait a second. This shit is planned. Because the tea, first of all, where did you get tea from? Like what?
He had lozenges and everything.
Yeah, like that shit is weird. Like, and your voice doesn't clear up that fast. Like
that was another thing.
That shit was awkward. Like, okay, so all right, so Ill Will went first, right? So if Ill Will goes first, and then Red goes, and then we hear his voice. His voice actually wasn't going out like towards the end of his round. This guy goes first. Ill Will goes again in the second round, and his round is about 3-4 minutes. There's like a 6-minute gap where Red is trying to rap and he can't rap. Then Ill Will goes again for like 4 minutes, and that is 10 minutes. Red drinks the tea at the beginning of Ill Will's third round. So it took 5 minutes for your voice to clear up from it not being ashy. And then you have 2 instances in your round where it's intricately placed lyrics, you know what I'm saying, to try, you know, it's not like a rebuttal or freestyle. That shit was like intricately placed, man, like in terms of writing. So it's like, bruh, you planned this. It didn't go the way you would have. And he was like smiling, it just looked awkward. So for me, if Red did plan this, in my opinion, it shouldn't have lasted that long in terms of 5 minutes. It should have just been like a 1 minute thing. Yo, I lost my voice. Let me try to get it back, or let's battle later on. That shit was just awkward. And I think Red had the better material, though, and it's weird to say that, but I agree with Chilla. Let's put it in the vault, and if they do release it, people are going to say Red won. And even on all the polls, everybody has Red winning. So it's just an awkward battle.
And that was crazy to me how they got Red winning. I had Red in my prediction, but I don't understand how Red won. I'm not getting it.
Hey, Mickey, I got a question for you about that series. How is that beneficial? If that is the case, how is that beneficial to Red in any way?
It's I don't know. Like I think he felt like he could recreate the Lux moment and beat somebody with just 2 rounds, period. Like and just blame it on his quote unquote voice going out. Red's voice typically, like when he yells a lot, voice typically starts to fade towards the third round anyway. It was just shocking that it, quote-unquote, happened in the second round. I think he's just, in my opinion, I think the champion belt is kind of making, like, him just kind of try to come up with different ways to kind of just show that he's a quote-unquote champion of the year by doing, like, ridiculous things. Like that was, to me, that was ridiculous. Like, it was just like, bro, we shouldn't have been at home. We shouldn't have been waiting 6 minutes for you to say, okay, well, you rap. Like, that was just poor. That was just so bad. Like, that was so bad. And, like, it was then, like, the joke, like, it was a lot. It was too many smiles. You know what, now that I think about it, like, the more I'm talking about it, like, it should go in the vote. It's just a poor representation of the culture. And I can't sit here and say Red won, you know, when he's smiling throughout the second round and, Like, it just looked awkward, man. Like,
yeah, like it's a joke. Like this is a game.
yeah, so I'll have to agree with Chilla. Even though, like, before Chilla said what he said, I did have Red winning the battle. But now that after just kind of really thinking about it and really just remembering what happened, I'm going to have to just say nobody won the battle and put it in the vote.
And what about Ill Will, like how he was acting?
Yeah, exactly. I was going to say, I would have to say Red won because we're speaking on this battle. We haven't mentioned one thing about Ill Will in terms of bars.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think we should. I don't think just because we're not talking about Ill Will, we should just say Red won. I just think Ill Will just kind of just was flat. Like, it just, like, he had too many red flips. Like, it was like a million red flips. It just felt like he wrote that shit the week of. Like, I don't think these guys are really preparing properly, man. Like, I just think they just like, whatever, man. This is a check. At least that's
all red rum and all that.
You got to keep in mind too, Ill Will has Big T next week, and so I don't necessarily think that Ill Will feels like Big T is a bigger threat, but I'm sure his attention was split. You know what I'm saying, between Red and T, and having to, you know what I'm saying, balance his material and figure certain things out. You know, it's like he's going to either load up for Red and maybe scuffle with T or vice versa. But, you know, outside of a couple lines, I like the, you know what I'm saying, Hillbilly in the Hood, Redneck Out of Place was fire. He had like, that was crazy. He had like a couple of those back to back in a second, but otherwise, I was disappointed, man. Ill Will was actually my pick for, my pre-event pick for champion of the night. I really thought that with his personality and his rebuttal ability that he was going to be able to manhandle Old Red on a big stage. I feel like Old Red is not that potent on big stages, and I felt like Ill Will was going to be able to really take advantage of that, and he didn't. You know what I'm saying? He didn't.
Yeah, I feel like he was acting funny too. Like, I didn't like how Ill Will was acting with it.
He seemed to be that way even in the face-off. You know what I'm saying? Even in the face-off, he kind of seemed like disinterested, like, you know, like, I'm only here so I don't get fined. And then, you know, when the shit started happening with Red and his voice, he just seemed like, you know, let me just walk off the stage, and now Smack got to call him back. Then he walked off the stage again, and like he just seemed like he didn't want any parts of that battle. So I don't know if there was an issue between maybe Ill Will and URL behind the scenes, you know, not to speculate or anything like that, but Ill Will just by the entire thing just seemed like, I'm just here because I signed the contract. Like, he didn't seem motivated by the battle. He didn't seem motivated by the event. He didn't seem, you know what I'm saying, he just kind of seemed like, I'm here just because I signed the contract already, and, you know, if I'm not here, then, you know, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was different. It was a complete from T-Top. And that's what I had expected to see. Because usually when a battler has a performance like that after, you know, being up and down with his, you know, present career, you kind of want to think he's motivated again. And especially O-Red, because I don't put a lot of emphasis on that champion of the year and whatnot. But even if that's not the case, O-Red is a lyrical, you know, threat. And he's not someone anyone should really come, you know, with a round and a half or 2 rounds or 3 rounds of filler. So I don't know how he would not be motivated. But like, you know, like Chilla said, maybe there was some other factors that went into his performance. But what's the next one, Kardii?
Av and Math.
Oh boy. I mean, yo, I don't know. I mean, to me, this was a clue. And that's pretty much it. I have 3-0. I don't want to get too crazy. I don't know what is going on with Math with that battle. But you know, I got 3-0. That's it.
What you had, Chilla?
I have Av 3-0. Av 3-0. It was it a body? It's close. It for me, Av got the second and third clearly. Maybe the first by an edge. Maybe it's not a body. It's for sure a clear win though. And I don't know, man. I picked Math before the battle, and I was a little disappointed. You know what I'm saying? I felt like Math was building momentum. I feel like, you know, this is Math's first Summer Madness since the Sirius incident. And if you look at Math's Summer Madness history, it's not great. You know, him and Calico.
Not at all.
Him and Sirius. And now him and Av. So in my mind, I'm like, yo, Math is climbing his way back to, you know what I'm saying, the upper echelon of battle rap, and all he has to do is be Av. And with having so much personality and experience, it's another situation like Ill Will and No Red, where I felt like Math's, you know, his personality and was going to be able to overtake Av just, you know, punching every line and doing what Av does. You know what I'm saying? And again, I was wrong. It was like, you know, Math's first was cool. You know, Av kind of stole the first, and then it's like felt like Math was waiting for reactions he wasn't getting, and it just was throwing him off. You know what I'm saying? Like he felt like the crowd wasn't fucking with him, and so that made it tough for him to give out a certain energy because it felt like he was trying to feed off the crowd. So Av 3-0, first round, the only debatable round. Yeah, I don't know where Math goes from here, and it feels like I don't know why Math wouldn't have had 3 rounds locked and loaded, and right. So I don't know if he has another battle coming up. I don't know if he might, you know what I'm saying, might be a surprise battle on RBE or something, but I don't know why Math wasn't like. If I was Math, and in my head I'm like, damn, first time I lost to Calico, second time I fucked up the entire event with the Sirius incident. Like, my mindset would have been, let me show y'all why I should have been here years ago. Why y'all should have brought me back years ago. I would have had, nigga, if you put me on a Summer Madness, I'm trying to kill everything. I'm trying to kill everything. 8 years, y'all niggas never put me on the Summer Madness. Let me show you why I should have been on the first 7. That would be my mentality going into it. And so I felt like Math was going to have that mentality, and he didn't, man. I'm a little disappointed. But that's all.
Yeah,
and that's what it comes down to, Chilla. That's what it comes down to, because you even think about it. How long was it between your DNA battle and prep?
It was about 2.5 years.
Right, and that performance was crazy. You showed up like, you know what, I got something to prove.
And that's how you're supposed to do.
I mean that's how it's gonna. Whenever I go back to URL, it's gonna be the same thing. It's been 2 years since Cortez. It's been 2.5 since Cortez. So I'm gonna have that same mentality when I come back to URL, because, like, you know what I'm saying. It's not that they haven't been making me offers or anything like that. I have plenty of offers from URL, but it's like I want to match what the people are going to be excited about. But me just not being on the platform for that long, I'm going to be looking to shake some shit up. And so, especially on the Summer Madness stage, I just wanted to see Math chill, man. I wanted to see him be on his, like, I thought he was great with Snake Eyes, Ado versus Real Deal. You know, that little 3-battle in 3-week stretch that he had, that he kind of, you know, performed really well for all 3. I wanted to see what a focused Math, who had, you know, a month to lock in and really really load up the Ab. I wanted to see what that math was going to look like, and it wasn't that.
Yeah, it was crazy. Well, shit, we can move on to the next one. Ain't too much. We got twerking DNA.
Man.
Yeah. You know what's bad when somebody let out a exhale and say, "Man," when they got that's not good, man. That's terrible.
It was so awkward. It was awkward. Yeah. You could the whole thing was awkward. DNA rapping in a closed box, and the crowd has to tell him to move around Twerk so he can actually perform. And then Twerk just smiling, and I don't know. It's terrible when you're showing the crowd that you don't know any of your bars, and you're just trying to piece some bars to complete a round.
Right.
Yeah.
It was just weird, man. DNA seemed to wanna, for whatever reason, in most of his first round, he just was like standing in his face, and it was cool, but
he was like running in place.
It wasn't the DNA we used to, running around the stage and walking behind people, and something was different about his energy. Maybe I don't know. Something was different about his energy. When Twerk started rapping in his verse and got into it, I was like, okay, this, I gave Twerk the verse, and I said, if Twerk might drop 30, based off his first. Even though his first was a little sloppy, I felt like his content was just better.
It was there.
Just to me, you know what I'm saying? And DNA's second round was good. He kind of started getting into the shit he needed to be getting into, started performing like the DNA that I think we're all used to. And Twerk obviously jerseyed the second. And then the third, DNA fire angle. And as I'm watching this with a few people, I'm like, yo, Twerk needs a monster third. He needs a monster third. And so when he cut it as short as he did, and just was like taking a mic off, he was done. You could kind of see when in his second round that he was just like, this is a dub.
Mm-hmm.
I don't got nothing. I don't got nothing for you. I don't know if he wasn't prepared, if he didn't have anything written. It just felt like he didn't have anything to say. He wasn't gonna freestyle. He wasn't gonna, you know what I'm saying? That is one case where I would have been like, bro, you don't got no mixtape bars. Like, you gotta you gotta fight. Like at least with Rex and certain people, we all can recognize like mixtape bars, but I don't want to hear a 45-second round.
Yeah.
Like I'd rather you give me a 2.5 minute round and half of it be a mixtape verse, because at least I can score the battle. You know what I'm saying? I can score the battle, or at least it looks like you trying to fight back. But when you cutting your rounds that short, it just feels like I don't know. As a fan, it's low key disrespectful to me. It's low key disrespectful. If I would have flew to Vegas, spent $300 on a flight, spent $400 on a hotel, spent $100 on a ticket, spent whatever expenses, babysitters, all that. If I'm putting $1,000 into supporting this event and seeing this event and seeing my favorite battlers and a nigga up there for 45 seconds and say, I am no longer a fan of that person. You know what I'm saying? And as a fan who I can't understand why certain fans will cape for that. I can't.
Yeah. What you thought, Mickey?
Hello. Yeah. Honestly,
if I'm gonna be honest with you, I mean, I don't blame nobody but the fans for this. I don't blame Twerk. I don't blame Twerk for this. No, I'm serious. I blame the fans. This nigga's been doing this since Dougie, and y'all let him get away with it, yo. He's been choking since Dougie. Yep. Like, he choked against Dougie. He's stumbling all through Greasy rounds. He choked against JC. He choked against Verb. He's choking in almost every single battle. There's only 2 battles where he isn't choking on URL, and that's Ill and that's QP. Y'all let him get away with it. He choked against Wavy, and like y'all just let him do it. So like I like whatever. I like whatever. He chokes all the time, and because he's popular, because he's entertaining, y'all let it rock. I don't let it rock. B. Like, that's why on Champion I said, yo, when I said to DNA, I was like, yo, Twerk, you gonna take Twerk, and Twerk is not gonna care. Like, and then listen, he's booked for Summer Madness 8. He's booked in November, and he's probably gonna be booked in December. So it's like, what is really gonna stop here? It's nothing that's gonna stop. Like, this is the product of fans letting shit slide. I don't ever let shit slide, and that's the reason why niggas don't like me. Because I tell it like it is on the interviews, in person. I say what I say, and if you don't like it, then that's it, B. But y'all let this slide. This is the fault of the fans. Y'all let a nigga choke and just be like, oh, man. But the other 2 rounds, woo! He choked every single round against me. Like, he choked every round with DNA, and DNA is not somebody you choke with. You know what I'm saying? Like, at all. He should have just not taken the battle. Just don't take the battle. Like, yo, I don't want to be on some bad stuff. I'm gonna sit out. Like, just sit out. Just sit out. Yeah.
Niggas act like they can't sit out.
He's going down the same path as Chess. And the thing is, fans, y'all don't be seeing it. Y'all always let the shit slide until it get out of hand. Y'all like repressed girlfriends. Like, y'all, the boyfriend will be physically, not even physically, verbally abusing you, and you don't say nothing. He'll do it for a year, but you see the sign. And y'all not going to say nothing until it's too late. And then it's like, oh, now y'all want to abandon them. Y'all should have been abandoned them. Like, that should have been happened. But you got Tech 9 calling, this is a superstar. How you a superstar? You can't finish your round. Yeah. Like, this is disgusting. I can't jack it. DNA doesn't deserve that. He came with 3 fully prepared rounds. He switched up his style. He was versatile. He did everything he was supposed to do in the battle. He beat him in the face-off. He beat him in the battle. And, like, this is unacceptable. Like, this is unacceptable. And any fans of Twerk that's hearing this, y'all be saying he deserves Lux and Mook and he's the new GOAT. He needs Tay-Rock. What? You can't even beat DNA. Like, y'all gotta stop this. This is disgusting. That's really all I gotta say. Shout to DNA. It ain't gonna happen to me, though. Promise you that. Promise you that. It's different on this side of town. It's different on this side of town. All right?
You're not gonna play with these niggas? I agree though. I feel like whenever he battled, when he had the Suge battle, I told GDP, if this nigga chokes, it's over. And the fact that he didn't choke and he had a good battle, you want to think like, okay, he coming with it now. Like, now he knows what's up, and this how we rocking. And that's not the case.
No, but he did choke. He did choke against Suge. That's the thing. Y'all fans is letting.
Oh, I see.
This in the first round, he jersey. Like, I gotta.
He did jersey it. He did jersey it. Yeah. You right. That's crazy.
I think it's because the fans want to believe in Twerk. URL is producing very few potential stars, and for whatever the fans say, he's a star and all this, they want to believe he's that great. It's the same thing with Surf. Surf's great, but they also sweep under the rug, all the other stuff that happens with Surf in the battles. And that's the same thing with Twerk. It was the same thing with Chess until it got terrible with Chess, and it's starting to get to the same level with Twerk.
Twerk doing worse than Chess.
And quicker.
Yeah. It really is ridiculous at this point. Like, you know, and then the fact that they already booked him, so it's like, this nigga already booked.
And he battling Prez on a whole other league. So he got, you know, Mickey said he got a battle in November. He got a battle in September, and he battling Prez. Like, at a certain point, you got to.
When does he have Prez?
Yeah, Prez. I think it's like on a. I don't know when. It's on like a little league though.
Okay, so he got.
Prez
Danger,
said it was on We Go Hard. That's
so
what I thought he had said.
He got Danger in 2 weeks. Then he got Prez. Then he got whoever he has. And I know who he got, but he got whoever he has in Summer Madness. Then he has to battle. He has to battle. Like, it's like, this guy, he has a full schedule. And, like, the fans be letting him rock. He be writing his rounds the day of.
And brags about it.
I'm 2 rounds in for DNA. And we in August. Like,
right.
We in August, and I'm 2 rounds in. I don't, like, the fans, y'all crazy. I'm not saying y'all, and I'm just saying y'all.
Yeah, we know. Yeah, that's just crazy.
I don't know. URL got to do something about it, because if they don't, I don't even want to say discipline, because that's not even the case, but if there's not repercussions for Twerk to, you know, come half-ass and whatnot, then he's going to keep doing it. It's like a bad kid and you keep giving him candy after he does something bad. He's just going to keep doing it.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, the fans got a petition. I ain't gonna petition until it's too late, and then, you know, it's gonna be a chess situation.
But what do you petition for?
Petition don't have them on the card.
Because this is the thing. URL is the thing with URL is what makes twerking active is sell tickets at the door. And so it's the same thing with Surf. It's the same reason you can see a blog of Smack going into the you know, backstage in Houston and bringing up the Surf and saying 2 rounds, that's all I needed. Because certain people who are going to sell tickets at the door, that's what their worth is. When the fans stop buying tickets for certain people, that's when URL will stop putting them on the card. And so if there's a petition, or if there's you know what I'm saying, if there's a movement of people that are like, we're not going to support this battler or that battler, if he's on your card, I'm not going to buy the pay-per-view, or I'm not going to go to the event, leagues will start booking different. I promise you. Leagues will start booking very differently. But it doesn't happen. You know what I'm saying? These people have, their core fan bases are too big, and so a core fan, like a core fan is not gonna not support an event. They're gonna see whoever their favorite battler is. They're always gonna want to see them, whether it's 1 round, 2 rounds, or 3 rounds, and that's why it's gonna be really hard to discipline a battler or do anything like that. You know what I'm saying? Because when you get to a certain point, your fan base is it's too many. It's too many. So even if all the casual fans or the non-biased fans say I'm not gonna support this card because this battler is on it, there's still gonna be 100 other people that's gonna spend $50 to see it, and it's gonna make that person worth booking for the league. And so the league is not gonna take a stand. As long as they make money, they don't care. Twerk can come with 1 round every battle. If every card he's on sells out, they're going to keep booking him.
Man.
Yeah, I mean, it
sounds
nice. It sounds
it's
nice.
Not always.
Let's be honest. Battle rap fans don't stand on how they feel. That it's sometimes, you know, they have a very short memory. You could show up with 3 half rounds and then have an amazing performance and all's forgiven.
Yeah, that's true. Another thing is though, like especially with URL, these cards is gonna get bought because it's URL. Like half these fans buying the pay-per-view before we even know the cards. Like it's URL, so the shit is gonna sell. So it ain't like niggas is being like, oh, well, twerk on the card, we're gonna get it. Niggas is gonna buy it anyway because of the league.
Right.
And they take advantage of that.
Well, they bought the card even though Surf wasn't on it. But.
You feel me? Like, that didn't change shit. It's URL. Niggas is going to buy it. Just because Surf drop out, like, anybody really give a fuck? Well, we can get into the Solomon JC joint.
Good battle.
What y'all thought about that?
Good battle.
Was it the battle of the night?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Yeah. I don't know, because the next battle after that I thoroughly enjoyed. But it was a very good battle, not just because this card was terrible. It was a good battle, and it was more than I expected it to be.
Yeah, it was. And they had 3 weeks.
I had JC winning. Yeah, I had JC winning personally.
What you thought, Mickey?
Oh yeah. I wasn't. I fell asleep during that battle. No, not saying that it was a bad battle, because I'm hearing that it was incredible. But I was so tired from the first 4 and just traveling, so I didn't see it. So I just want to shout out to JC and Iron. I know that they did their job. I heard it was incredible. I'm gonna probably watch it on the rewatch probably later today. You know what I'm saying? But shout out to both of them. I didn't watch it because it was boring. I watched it because I was super tired from the first 4 battles and from traveling. So that's all right.
What about you, Chilla?
On one watch, I had JC. I gave Iron the first. I gave JC the second and the third. You know, what they were able to do on 3 weeks prep, all I can do as a fellow writer and battler is salute that. That was a very good performance from both of them, considering they had the shortest amount of time to put their material together. It was intricate, it was layered, it was what we would have expected from Iron and JC, even if they had 2 months to get ready. And so it's probably, I had Hitman and Rock as battle of the night, but it's right there with it to me. And it's gonna have the most replay value of all the battles when it drops.
Now, did you have Rock?
Go ahead.
I was just gonna ask if you had Rock and Hitman because of the name and the star power they brought, or was it a better battle than them?
I don't think it was a better back and forth. I think Iron and JC was the best back and forth on the card for sure. So Iron and JC is probably a better battle overall. I preferred Hitman's performance to Iron or JC's individually. Hitman had my favorite performance of the night, and so that's why for me that battle was most enjoyable. Rock wasn't bad. Rock was also pretty good. But I really liked Hitman's performance. But I got JC 2-1. I got Iron the first, JC the second and third. I gotta watch it 1 or 2 more times and see what I missed. But I think JC edged it out.
Yeah.
Now, Chilla, did you like the angle JC took with the Jews, the white Jews angle? What did you think about that?
So I'm going to tell you what. I didn't like the angle at first. And I didn't like that the angle spread across 2 rounds. Let me tell you what made me like it. How it affected Iron.
Mm-hmm.
Iron was very bothered by what JC was saying. And I don't know if that was in a religious context. I don't know what it was about the angle that got to Iron. But Iron seemed more flustered than I have seen him. The only other battle I saw him that flustered was like Ilmac. And so I hadn't seen Iron that kind of wasn't in his like calm, cool, comfortable element. Like he literally seemed as JC was rapping, before Iron would rap, he would say, "Oh, don't cheer for that angle. That shit was stupid." Like little shit like that just made me feel like, oh, JC's hitting a nerve with you. He must be hitting a nerve with you for you to be, doing things like this that I felt like was out of character. Like I said, as far as the writing, it was excellently written and approached by JC. For me, I prefer the JC that's just gonna punch you very accurately every other bar. That's the JC I prefer.
Mm-hmm.
He built up a little more because I felt like he was adding kind of a religious tone to his punches, to a lot of his stuff. But even though I felt like the Babylon thing was cool, there's a lot. The reason why I hate that like religious type of so much of that, I've heard the Babylon thing from a few different people. I've heard like a lot of the bars that I heard from both JC and Iron. I had heard before in other battles with other people, because I've seen other battles that have taken that same kind of context of like religion versus religion, or you're Jewish, so I'm going to break down, the Bible, or you're Christian, so I'm going to, you know what I'm saying? Like, so I've heard the Babylon thing. I've heard all different walk on water bars, like, and all different types of stuff. And again, not to take away from these guys because their prep time was way shorter. And for a crowd in Vegas that may have been like half hardcore fans and half casual fans, it worked. It was good enough to, you know what I'm saying? I'm sure there's a lot of fans in the crowd that never heard a Babylon bar or never heard a, you know what I'm saying, anything like that. But I just, that kind of stuff, I don't know. I don't get into it. You know what I'm saying? Like, but I fuck with the fact that angle seemed to have gotten to Iron in a way that regular, generic random punches wouldn't have affected Iron that way. And so that was what I liked about JC's attack on Iron in a second and a third.
Yeah, I guess I agree.
Yeah. It was impressive. It was impressive, but let's get into it, man. I think personally this was my most anticipated battle coming into this weekend, and
that's next. We still got Rex and Reed.
That's what I'm talking about, Rex and Reed.
Oh,
yeah. Hey, that's what I'm talking about. Rex and Reed, boy.
The shade is. I was like, the shade is real.
Oh my god.
Nah. Hey,
my man.
You know what? Based off I was excited for this based off potential and the history leading up to it.
And the face-off was amazing. The face-off was amazing.
The face-off.
Man.
Exactly.
Face-off in a minute.
And Rex didn't disappoint me. Maybe because my standards for Rex have lowered over the years, but witnessing that first round where he looked like he was there for blood, if Reed was gonna beat him, he would have to put it in blood. And That's how I felt with Rex's first. And I heard a lot of, well, he's not really saying anything. But the fact, Rex has some sort of crowd control that it doesn't matter what he says. But you listen to everything. And I thought it was a good battle. A good battle. Better than my expectations.
Reed impressed me.
Yeah. Reed won, definitely.
What you thought, Mickey?
Yeah, I definitely was waiting for this for a while, for a long time, since, before URL was out here, Rex was always, this was always a battle that everybody wanted to see. So, I was excited for it. Definitely a good battle. I was going for Rex, and sad to say he lost. He lost 2-1. I loved his first round. I thought his first round was incredible. And I think
it was amazing.
It was amazing. And
I like the content. Yep.
I think his content, we're big on content. Me and Chilla, we're big on content. I think the first round should always be contract. You know what I'm saying? But I think Rex just, he didn't get personal. He didn't try to talk about the battle. The first one that we didn't see. He didn't try to break Reed down. It was just generic. And I don't know I think the third round was track 7. I don't know what happened since the third round. And for sportsmanship, getting down, I didn't enjoy that either. So for me, salute to him. He pulled it off. So he did a very, very good job at what it was that he did. That's my thoughts on that.
What you had, Chilla?
I had Reed 2-1. I really liked Rex's first, and like someone said earlier, he definitely gave me that feel like that. That's the Mamanish Rex, that we used to, the Rex that we saw versus, Calico and you know what I'm saying, Conceited. That that first round Rex is usually a problem. I thought he got the first. Reed's second was my favorite of the entire night. And it was because I felt like for the first time since he returned, he channeled Rambo Reed for flashes of certain parts. And he started switching his voice. Up, you know what I'm saying, doing that kind of stuff. When he got into the you know what I'm saying, the Meek Mill flow, like when he started doing all those little things, like those are like veteran, intangible type stuff that like if he put together 3 rounds like that, I want to see him on every card. You know what I'm saying? Like now that's the Reed that I want to see versus other people at that level. You know what I'm saying? That was my
100% agree. 100% agree. 100% agree. Sorry.
Yeah, definitely my favorite round of the night. And then the third, I felt like Rex jumped into a mixtape verse. And I feel like maybe Rex thought that he was gonna skate in the first 2, and then just kind of bring it home in the third. And I felt like Reed had enough in the third to take it. So I had Reed second and third, and then Rex the first. But the battle was better than I thought it would be, for sure.
Yeah, it was way better. Reed impressed.
Is Rex done? Is Rex done? Should Rex just edit right there?
I think so. I think it's over. I've known Rex for a long time, man. I mean, it's never ever over, but I think it's time for him to just. I don't think he wants to. And,
like if this couldn't bring out that Rex, then I don't know what could.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I've known him for years. I've known him for like 12, 15 years, man. I can just tell. I just told him. We're not going to see what we saw in 2012 and in Polish Florida. Like, I think it's like, it's not a shot at him. Just also like, he clearly has everything on his mind. Focus on this time.
And he gave us years, though. That's one thing I say. Rex gave us years before he, you know what I'm saying? Like, he done gave us 15 years, good years.
Well, so not only that, Kardii, Rex had battled in every era that we point out. And I don't know if there's any battle rapper that
he's been a top guy.
Yeah, and he's been relevant.
He hasn't just been there. Exactly. He hasn't just been there in the mix. He's literally been a headliner in I'm talking, World Series of Battle Rap with Luke and Hot and Rex and Tech and Uncasa and like, yeah, literally about 15 years, Rex has been one of them guys. You know what I'm saying?
But you know what it is, Chilla? Rex has that intangible quality that the majority of these battle rappers don't. And he's captivating. Regardless, you're going to look forward to Rex. And as of late, he's disappointed, but he has that legacy where you can't just throw him away, and right. I don't know who the next, I don't know how you get that quality, but Rex always had it. And I don't know when we're going to see it again.
Well, my thing is this. To answer your question, you said, is Rex done? I don't think Rex is done. I don't think Rex should be done, and let me tell you why.
Well, wow.
Because if we're gonna stand here and be held hostage with people like Twerk, who are just gonna show up with one round or 1.5 rounds, or like Clips versus Av, or like, you know what I'm saying? If we're gonna do that, then I don't mind seeing more Rex, but let's just put him in situations like even the Rex last night wasn't grade A all the way through Rex.
No, it wasn't.
But I can say he didn't have a bottom 3 performance on this card.
Right.
I can say that, and I can say the people who did are some of the fan favorites, are some of the people who, you know what I'm saying. Rex probably did not have a bottom 3, maybe even a bottom 5 performance on this card, and so I just want to see Rex.
Is that saying much? Is that saying much?
It's saying a lot. It's saying a lot.
It is, but it isn't. It's only saying a lot because it's somebody that has, as you said, we've lowered our standards for, and who has maybe disappointed us a lot over the past couple of years. He wasn't great against Clips. He wasn't great against K-Shine. You know what I'm saying? The last few times we've seen him on URL big cards, he wasn't like. He literally on those cards probably had a bottom 3, if not the worst performance of the night on those cards. And so it's saying a lot when the people that we have him outperforming last night are Twerk, Math, potentially Suge, and
Twerk should be in his prime.
Exactly,
right.
And so. That's a big deal. For me, that's a big deal. And so I just want to see Rex. I don't got to see Rex every year. I mean, I'm sorry. Let me not say that. I don't got to see Rex every card. But put Rex in situations like Reed that at least for 1 or 2 rounds get him up in the morning. Pause. Get him ready to go. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, I agree.
Like, whoever that's gonna be. If it's gonna be, you know what I'm saying. If you got to put Rex in front of an industry dude, if you got to put Rex in front of someone else from that era, Or, you know, if you gotta just figure out what's gonna make Rex the most motivated. I feel like Rex in grudge matches does well, and I feel like Rex, when he feels like an underdog, mind you, Rex doesn't feel like an underdog against anyone usually. If you put him in a situation where he's battling someone like not that I think Rex should battle Hollow, but if you put him against somebody like where he feels like he's an underdog across the board, I think we'll get good Rexes. And so I don't mind seeing Rex once a year in limited doses against people that motivate him. I would rather that than for Rex to take his mixtape verses and go, and then we have people who's just gonna show up with one round.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, but I don't know who that would be. Like you said,
it could be like Hollow Lux. Hollow Lux good.
I don't know who it is either, to be honest with you. I don't know who it is either. Goods would be cool. I think he would get ready for Goods. I don't know, man. Like I said, I feel like an industry dude would do it. I think he would get ready for Hollow, but I think Hollow would. I don't think that battle would
clean him up,
to be honest. But I think Rex and Goods would be the one, like the grown man bars battle. Like I'm cool with that.
That would be dope.
I'm cool with seeing a Rex and a Goods in a small room or even on next year's Gnome. That's cool. Let's build it up for a second. Let them go back and forth again like they did a year or two ago, and let's build that battle back up. I don't mind seeing that.
Yeah, I agree.
All right, fair enough. And
let's get
the main event. Hitman and Rock.
It's Rock and Hollow. You can go first, Mickey.
Sorry, I was eating. I like this battle a lot. I gave it to Hitman 2-1, possibly 3-0. I think the crowds are starting to kind of see they Rock and not see content. This is something that I said when Unbiased Review was out, and I did the review on Surf versus Rock. I said it's just same style over. It's not really changing, and I think fans want more. You know what I'm saying? And that's no discredit to Rock. Rock is incredible. I just think the Goods battle exposed it a little bit more. It was like it's just like a lot of threat. It's not really like insulting. It's not insulting bars. It's not stuff that's gonna make your opponent cringe or make your opponent, like what Chilla said with JC and Iron. Like Iron was visibly, I didn't see the battle, but Iron was visibly effective. Hitman's not visibly effective. Hitman wasn't visibly effective. Goods wasn't visibly effective. Rock was visibly affected by what Goods did and showed in his first bars. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And I feel like Hitman was just poised, man. It's poised. Like, that's something you just can't teach, man. Like, it's like when Rock senses a little bit of reaction from the crowd, he just, just so that he can build that up and drain from the crowd as opposed to just going. You know what I'm saying? So for me, I thought Hitman had the performance of the night, and I gave him the battle 2-1, possibly 3-0.
I had it the same. Well, what you thought, Chilla?
I thought Hitman won. I think he got the first two. I gave Rock the third. The third is close, so I can see a 30. I got Hitman with the first two, and this is the thing. This is where I feel like it went wrong for Rock. Rock should have went first. Let me tell you why. Rock is passive aggressive, which is why his second rounds generally are his best rounds because he needs to get punched in the mouth first before he taps into this energy that he needs to be second round Rock. And so what I feel like happened is Hitman went first, had an amazing first, as he always does. I feel like Rock knew that he wasn't gonna. I feel like Rock went into the battle feeling like he wasn't gonna win the first anyway. I feel like his first was his lightest. Now Hitman goes second with all that momentum, and Rock's second was not the second that he usually has. To me, I feel like it seemed like he was trying too hard, and it was falling flat against Hitman to me. I feel like the third he finally started to turn up a little bit and kind of I think he felt like a 30 might be happening. So let me step up a little bit. But the problem is if he had gone first and then Hitman has his amazing first, Rock second would have came off a lot better. If he had gone, you know what I'm saying, if he had gone first in the second round, because he would have been fresh off getting punched in the mouth by that round, and he would have turned up even more than he did in the way that it actually played out. And I think he would have done enough to edge the second, and then he would have took the third. And so with Tay-Rock, when people are known for having good first rounds, like even Goods is another one that's known for having crazy first rounds, you gotta go first. You gotta go first. He has to go first. And that's part of studying the game. That's part of studying the game tapes. That's part of knowing what your strengths and weaknesses are. Certain people are bad matchups for Rock because they just have too much star power. And that's not saying Rock isn't a star. But when you put Rock in front of Surf, and Calico, and Goods, and Hitman, and people from that cloth, from that era, that it's really tough for Rock to beat those guys. On the flip side, you put him in front of a JC or in front of a, you know what I'm saying, a Chest or in front of certain people, Rock is gonna steamroll certain people. You know what I'm saying? And so Rock has to. I know Rock wants certain people for his resume, so I would never, I wouldn't expect him to turn down any of the names that I feel like have given him a hard time. But he's got to learn to either channel more star power, or he's got to learn to be versatile enough to know what he has to do to take away from Goods' whatever, whether it's counter aggression, whether it's Goods' swag, whether it's Hitman's performance. He has to come up with a way to say, okay, I'm Rock, I'm going to do what I do, but I'm going to do this different to take away from Hitman's performance, or to take away from Good swag, or to take away from you know what I'm saying, Surf's toys. Like all these people have certain strengths. They have certain things about them, intangibles about them that you got to deal with it. You either got to deal with it, or it's going to deal with you. You know what I'm saying? Right. And I feel like Rock is trying. He did it with Hollow. The best that he's done it versus anybody. But I feel like he hasn't done it as well with everybody else.
And another thing, I feel like I understand whenever y'all are writing, like even if you know, like if you call a dude, like he been calling a Hitman out for 4 years, like I understand you're not gonna start writing your rounds until you get booked, till you get paid or whatever. But my thing is, you should at least be jotting down, like if you'd have been jotting down at least like one haymaker per year that he was waiting, I feel like it would have been way better than just waiting until you get booked. And you know what I'm saying? Like you should have had something crazy.
You want to know what's funny is I do that. Mickey will tell you, I do that. I have little files on everyone.
That's files on everyone.
I have little files on everyone, bro. It's not even about like not writing until you get paid. For me, it's a competitive advantage. It's a competitive advantage. You know what I'm saying? And so I got little files. I got a little ORED file. I was mad because Will had a couple of the joints I had in my ORED file, and I was like, damn. Now I got to take this out. You know what I'm saying? But I got little files. I got a file on Verb. I got a file on Red. I got a file on different people And it's like if I ever lock in with them, then I'm gonna put it together. That's why for the master event, I had Verb initially. You can ask Mickey. I was done with those rounds in 3 weeks. I was locked and loaded and ready to go before I got switched to Iron. Because I had come up with stuff over the years based off our Twitter back and forth, based off shit we said and done in certain battles or whatever. All I had to do was put them things together. You know what I'm saying? Them things are still together. If me and Bird get locked in tomorrow, I got 3 rounds ready. You know what I'm saying? But it's a competitive advantage. It's the same way I felt with like Wade and Bird. Wade have been calling Bird out for years. So when they finally battled in Chicago, I was like, Wade has got to have an answer that's going to counter everything Bird's going to say. And he kind of didn't. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I feel like. When you call somebody out for that long, you have this expectation that's like, oh, he must be ready. This must be the best version of this person that we are going to see because this is what we want. Because we've heard him call him out for 3 years, and so when you don't get that, you kind of set yourself up, and that's kind of like what Born is dealing with going into battling me. Born has been calling me out since 2013, bruh. 2013. Yeah. If this is not the best Born we've ever seen in 2 weeks, it's gonna make it harder on himself for how long he spent calling me out. If I walk in there and walk through Born, it's gonna make it seem like, damn, you called him out for 5 years and this was all you did.
Yeah, it definitely makes you look worse. Yeah, I agree.
Hey, I got a question for y'all. Are we starting to see the decline of Tay-Rock?
I don't think we're seeing a decline. I think what we're seeing is Tay-Rock being put against people who stylistically are just bad matchups for him. Like I said, Goods, Hitman, Surf. These people are bad matchups for him because of what their strengths are and what his strengths are. And so, someone else, other people that have that caliber of like performance ability and just the intangibles. His last 4 or 5 battles have been bad matchups stylistically for him. I don't think Rock is declining though. I don't think he's doing too much different than he's always done it. But it looks different. You put Rock in front of certain people, he can do the same exact thing. It looks different in front of JC than it does in front of Surf. Or it looks different in front of John than it does in front of Goods. It just looks different because of certain intangibles that his opponents have been having lately. And so I don't think Rock is falling off. I think Rock is one of the most consistent people ever. And I don't think he's gone down. I just think his level of competition is steadily gotten better.
Yeah,
I could see that.
Yeah, I don't think what you think, Mickey. I don't think we're seeing a decline like Chilla said. I just think Rock is just it's not doing enough, man. Like I look at it like this, man. I feel like Rock is, this might sound crazy and it might sound insulting, but it's really true. Like Rock is a 2006 battler in 2018. Like he's doing shit that niggas was doing in Harlem. He's doing shit that niggas was doing in Harlem in 2005, 2004, 2006. Literally, he's doing the same shit. Like niggas do that. Niggas is doing that shit all day long. So it's like, for me, as dope as it is, what carries Rock is the passion. It's always been the passion and the aggression. But when somebody else is coming along that just has everything else, Rock just doesn't stand the test of time. It just looks very, very, very different. And like with Surf, some people got him losing the hollow. The Goods battle showed the difference, and this Hitman battle showed the difference. And I think he would be Khan. I think he would be conceited. But being that we haven't seen conceited in God knows how long, the star power for Conceited is probably going to be through the roof. So
yeah, I agree.
it's like it's gonna be another one of those cases where it's like, I don't know, you know what I'm saying? And he had, you know, he's coming up next month. He's on SM8. His opponent, you know, I don't know if Rock can pull it off. I don't. His opponent does just too much. So it's just like what but it's not a fall off. It's just Rock is streamlining it. He's just coasting. He's not doing anything else. And I think that is the issue. He's not doing anything. It's just gun bar after gun bar after gun bar after knife bar after punch bar. Like it's just like, okay, like we get that, you know, you're great at this. But sometimes people want you to switch it up.
Yeah, you gotta switch it up. Especially if you're gonna go back to back on these cards. We can't see you 2 months apart and you're doing the exact same thing.
Yeah, people love it, you know, so you just kind of have to rock out.
Yeah. We wanted to give y'all this last 5-10 minutes just to talk about what y'all got coming up and shit like that.
Okay.
Let me ask one question before we do that. One last question. 2 last questions. You can answer both together. On a 1 to 10 scale, what do you rank the event last night? The second question is this the worst Summer Madness ever?
It's a 4, and it is the worst.
Yeah, I give it a 3 or 4.
Yeah, I give it a 4 as well, and it is the worst.
Yeah, I give it a 3 or 4, and it's the worst. Like, at least on other Summer Madnesses, like, we got, like, I think the only one that can really be debated is Summer Madness 3, but you still got other battles on that card where you feel like it saved the event to where you can go back and watch it like it's a classic. Like, it might be like 1 on this card. 1 or 2. And that's even with the Rock and Holler, like the build up was so like niggas start, like every time we get one of these battles where it's built up and we feel like it's gonna deliver, it usually never does, and we thought this was gonna be the one.
Like, listen, I've been to all the traffics, the bunkers, Gnome, all these. This is definitely the worst event I've ever been to. And my expectations were low for this card to begin with. Like Mickey said earlier, there was very little promotion, and this is kind of new ground for URL. But this was lower than this. I could not expect this result.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I give it a 4, and it's a toss up between this and SM3, like Kardii said. It's definitely a toss up. SM3 had great moments, you know, like Tay Rock and Ill Will, and a couple other you know, definitely had some up moments.
Yeah, like I feel like Tay Rock versus Ill Will was better than this whole card.
I'll tell you what too. I think there may have been like maybe 1 or 2 chokes on Summer Madness 3, whereas Earl might be champion of the night for Summer Madness.
Yeah.
Earl, Jay Black might have to give that back to Earl.
For real,
he might have to give that back to Earl. Earl 30 twerk, bro. He might have to get that back to Earl. Twerk.
Amazing.
Crazy.
He's 2-1 Suge.
Yep,
yeah, that's
2-1 Suge. You got math out of there. Look, you might have to get that back to Earl. That's all I'm saying, man.
So y'all can speak on the battles that y'all got in the public. I know y'all might have some shit cooking behind the scenes that y'all can't talk about, but the ones that y'all can talk about, like Mickey, you got DNA, right?
As far as I know, I ain't get paid, but I'm 2 rounds in. that just lets you know what's up. And I'm going to be 3 rounds in before Summer Madness 3 is here. So everybody say rest in peace to Eric. That's really it, man. Like, I don't, like, whenever they do
you can't play with this dude.
Yo, come on, man. Don't, who you talking to, man? Like, I'm tired of fans saying don't play. Like, it's August, bro. We in the beginning of August. It's summer. We 2 seasons away. Like, don't talk about play with this dude. We in August right now. It's a reason why DNA canceled. When have DNA canceled battles? When? Tell me. When?
Never.
You can't name. You can't name a time. Like, this is no game. This is no game. The shit that I'm gonna talk to this man about, it's not nothing he's ever seen before. Like, and everybody gonna say, oh, he's seen everything because he had 95. Nah, we gonna unearth a lot, and we gonna talk about shit that nobody's talked about. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, God bless. God bless.
Yeah, like the most thing I'm worried about with that battle is, like, I don't think DNA, like, if you got that Daylight type material, DNA can't keep up with that type of lyricism. Like, he gonna have to use his intangibles.
I mean, listen, man. It's gonna be worse. If y'all, like,
it's gonna be worse than Daylight.
I looked at the Daylight battle like that was my worst performance. So I'm trying to be better than that.
What?
I don't think y'all get it, man. Chilla, they not understanding. They really not understanding what's about to happen. Like,
that Daylight shit was godly.
Yo, listen, and if that was godly,
what y'all don't see behind the scenes is Mickey and Daylight are they're as close as me and Mickey is. They're like brothers, and so even the Mickey that we saw with Daylight was not a Mickey who was. It's a competitive Mickey. It's not a Mickey who wants blood. He was. You know what I'm saying? We're all competitive. I'm competitive. We're all competitive. So even when we battle each other, like, we definitely want to win. That was a Mickey who wanted to win. The Mickey who's going to battle DNA is going to be a Mickey who wants to kill. So it's going to be a little different.
Okay, yeah, I see what you're saying.
You know what I'm saying?
He was floating versus Daylight, though. Like, this nigga was floating. He was moving. He was in his bag.
It's going to be different. This is different, man. Like, this is going to be completely different. We're on a different platform. We're going to have a very, 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 very long talk. It's a heart-to-heart. We're going to have a heart-to-heart. And this is going to follow him. It's not going to retire DNA because DNA, he's a legend in the game, and he's done so many great things for the culture. It's not gonna force him to retire, nothing like that. But this battle is gonna follow him for the rest of his career. I guarantee it. If y'all was saying, when Rex came out and said his mother's retarded, and people took that and ran with it, the shit that I'm gonna say is gonna follow him for the next decade. I guarantee it.
Damn. Damn.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Chilla.
What you got coming up, Chilla?
The money on the line?
I got a few things, man. I got a little out in New Mexico next weekend, so I'm gonna be out there taking care of business. And man, that situation is why I couldn't be a part of the RBE situation, because they locked me in months ago. And so when ARP hit me up for the moot part, I was already committed, so I couldn't do it. But yeah, he wanted I'll say it. He wanted me in Ill Will for that card, and I
did a walk.
I wanted to battle, but I couldn't do it. But I'm down to make that battle happen on a later card. So ARP, if you're listening, you can Let's chop it up. But I got New Mexico next week. You know, I'm in and out with that. I got the Bourne battle. That's the one I'm really looking forward to. My rounds are done.
You gotta smoke him. I already told you gotta smoke that nigga.
Yeah.
Look, I'm not. If Bourne beats me, then y'all gotta know that he deserves to beat me, because the rounds that I have for him are. And this is what I tried to explain to people. This is what I even tried to explain to him, and he don't fucking listen. When he battled, he don't fucking listen. When he battled JC and he battled even Magic, they did it for the bag.
What?
They didn't want, like, they didn't go into it being like, yo, let me kill him. Let me kill him. They went into the battle like, okay, I'm better than you, so I'm just gonna out-rap you. You know what I'm saying? Like for them it wasn't personal. For them it wasn't. You can throw all that out the fucking window. He's gonna. I don't want him to be booked after this battle. I don't want y'all to want to see him anywhere after this battle.
Jesus.
He's been calling me out for years, and all I've ever said was find somebody to pay me my fucking price. He finally found somebody to pay my price, and on top of that, they're going to give me extra money for beating him.
Damn.
That's in Ohio, right?
That's in Ohio, August 25th, man. Danger and Twerk is on that card. Mr. Mills versus Payne is on that card, and there's a few other undercards. But make no mistake, me and Bourne is the main event. You're welcome, Bourne. We're the main event. We're the only battle on the card that's 3 rounds. We're the only battle on the card that's 3 rounds, and I'm gonna have performance of the night, and I would bet on that. I have Bourne's casket all mapped out. There's nothing he can do or say that's gonna beat what I have, and so I can't wait. I can't wait to get these rounds off, because this is one of those battles where it's like, I just need to get it out the way. I need to get it out the way. He's one of the people that I said, you know what, before I ever decide that I'm going to start battling, I will give you the ass whipping you're looking for, but it's going to be when somebody pays me a price that I want, I'm just going to fuck you up and leave. And that's just how it's going to go. And so, Bourne either has to humble himself and say, okay, Chilla is of a different caliber, and he's focused. He's somebody that's always prepared, and he very rarely chokes or even stumbles. So I need to be like, he needs to humble himself and understand what he needs to do to even make this competitive, or he's going to be the same old Bourne with the same old ego and the same old internal problems, and I'm going to put my foot through his sternum, bruh. This is not going to be... If he's the Bourne that battled Joe, the Bourne that couldn't get past Joe,
it's a long night. It's a long night. I'm
gonna put my foot through his chest, bro. I'm gonna be walking around Ohio with him swinging around my kneecap. I'm gonna do him dirty.
And like Joe Solomon material, like he can't even breathe in the same room as that. Like,
it's too layered, but let me tell you the difference. This is gonna be different from my Solomon material because I have to win in the room. That's the only difference with my material for Bourne and my material for Solomon. It's because I don't want y'all to watch the battle on camera and be like, yo, this is not close. I need y'all to feel that way there. If you watching it on pay-per-view, I need you to feel that way on first watch, because I got to win that money in the building.
It's going to be pay-per-view?
There's a pay-per-view. He just set up a pay-per-view, so I'll
bet. We in there.
I'll tweet y'all the link when I get it. But
I bet.
But yeah, it's gonna be on pay-per-view now. So for the pay-per-view people, and I don't know if he has the, I don't know if Roger, salute to Roger, I don't know if he has the means to orchestrate a live poll. I feel like a live poll should also be a judge, but that's neither here nor there. I know there's 5 judges that are going to be in the building, and so this is not one of those battles where I can do what I usually do and then just be comfortable knowing that y'all can feel how y'all want to feel right now, I'm going to go home, and when y'all watch it at home, I'm going to win. I'll see y'all later. It's not going to be one of those situations. It's going to be a situation where I need to break him down so bad that when y'all watching at home, y'all are like, this is getting uglier by the round. It's not like this is Chilla 2-0 and he hasn't even wrapped his third yet. Like I can't do this. That's the prep, like that prep moment at the end of my second where y'all are like, okay, don't stop it, leave him alone, throw the towel in. Please stop what you're doing right now, Chilla. It has to be one of those moments. I can't let this even be close enough to where the judges are going back and having to go back and forth with other things. You know what I'm saying? Oh, did Chilla win this round? It can't be like that. So that's how I wrote my rounds live. So that you know, I'm not going to tell y'all what that means for my material, but I've had enough battles. I've been in this game long enough to know what I have to do to beat people live. The same way I went into the Arsenal battle. The same way I went into, you know what I'm saying, certain battles where it's like, I'm walking in here thinking that everybody is against me. I need to walk out of this building with a dub. And so that's what it's going to be, man. So, Born, if you're listening, I channel Jesus, man. Bring A-Ward with you. I don't know. Do something. Because these rounds, I'm not playing with you at all. I'm not. If you get out of the first round, if you make the first round debatable, I'll be really surprised. If you make the third round debatable, I probably choke. That's where I'm at.
Damn.
That's where I'm at.
We got 2 minutes left on the thing, so we just want to tell y'all we appreciate y'all for coming on and shit. Y'all ain't even have to do this. We appreciate both of y'all.
Yeah, for real.
Hey, appreciate y'all, man. You know, it's things like this. You know, this is what we're here for, man. Me and Mickey is always for the culture. We're always for the culture, and so. As long as we got the time, we never averse to jumping on it and rapping with y'all, man. But y'all, do me this favor. I need Mike P in London, man.
You already know.
I need P in London.
You already know I'm behind that. And I'm about to Mike P.
Campaign today. Let's do it, man. Let's do it.
Yeah. All right, man. Yo, DNA Dad, that's really all I got to say, dog. Y'all have a good night, man.
All right, you too. Good luck on the tour and shit.
All right, man.
All right,
appreciate y'all, man.
Yeah, appreciate y'all.